Morning. Hello and welcome to the video lecture of a magnetron oscillator. In the previous class, I have discussed regarding the modes of oscillation of magnetron. Let me proceed from the same to the operating principle of magnetron oscillator. Okay. So I will just start with the operating principle of magnetron oscillator. Operating, already I have discussed that one, but I will just explain in the similar manner what we have come across with the reflex klystron oscillator. Okay, operating principles. So as I told you, as in case of reflex klystron oscillator and all those things, in the absence of oscillation, in case of magnetron oscillator, the electron motion is radial. The electron motion is radial. You can see that one. The motion of the electron will be in the form of radially it will move with the magnetic field being 0 at the initial condition. Okay. So that I will write here. I will show that figure also here. We are having one figure. Okay. I will just bring this figure in the upper portion. Okay. I have already drawn this figure. You take down this figure. Okay. From here I can start. So what I will do is in the absence of oscillation, the electron motion will be radial with magnetic field being 0. That I am showing with the electron path A1. Okay, electron path A1. I will write with the red. Okay, electron path A1. Just like this, I will indicate this as A1. Okay. So a very weak magnetic field, what it will do? It will slightly deflect the electron. I will call that as B1 to move in a circular path. To move in a circular path. I will call this as B1. Okay. A larger magnetic field is required to deflect the electron. I call that as C1, so that it grazes the surface of the anode, just like this one. Like this. Okay. So here small changes. Okay, this one I call this as C1. What I have done, if I apply the larger magnetic field is required in order to deflect the electron C1 sharply, so that it grazes the surface of the anode, and is called as cutoff field. That is denoted by, I will call this as BC, cutoff field. Cutoff field. Okay. Above this field, the current, that current in the sense means the DC current is 0. Above this field, the current DC current is 0, and as no electron will be reaches the what you call as the anode, that I will written as with the anode, and no electron will reaches the anode. That I will call this as a D. One minute. Okay. So I will call this as D1. Okay. So now it is clear. but better to write inside the bracket, say that. Call this as D1. Okay. So magnetron operation, the magnetic field is kept always above the cutoff. We have to keep the magnetic field above the cutoff, that is BC. Okay, this is the case what I had to discuss to you related to the operating principle. Just we can write the things. Okay, the first point what I have written is in the absence of what? Oscillation. In the absence of oscillation, what happens? The electron motion is radial with the magnetic field being 0 as shown by our electron path A1. Okay, as shown by electron path A1. Next point is what I have read. Next, a very weak magnetic field, very weak magnetic field slightly deflects, slightly deflects the electron B1. You can see that one, the electron B1 to move in a circular path having large radius, that I having a large radius. Okay, next point what I had written, a large magnetic field, very weak. Next is large magnetic field. A large magnetic field is required to deflect what? To deflect what I had written, to deflect the electron C1 sharply. To large magnetic field is required to deflect the electron C1 sharply. Okay, so that it grazes what? The surface. It grazes the surface of the anode. Clear? And is called as cutoff. Called cutoff field. Cutoff field. And that I will denote it by B suffix C. Okay. Next, above this field, that is above this BC, the current DC, that current is nothing but I will write in the that is DC. The current DC is 0 as no electron reaches the anode, that is shown as electron d1, okay. Next point is, for, as I told you, for magnetron operation you have to always keep the magnetic field above this cutoff, okay. For magnetron operation, the magnetic field is kept always above the cutoff field, okay. 1 minute, just 1 minute, I have to put my glove, otherwise this will be stuck. Just a second. I think it is clear for you people. Okay, so these are the points what I had to discuss to you related to the operation of a operating principle of magnetron oscillator. Clearly I have indicated here how, as and when we are given the magnetic field, based upon that the electron motion will be occurring. So we can see how the pi modes of operation based upon some of the figures also, that is pi mode of operation. Okay, so as in general case, it is assumed that oscillations start due to noise or switching transient, which are sustained by device oscillation operation. Okay, so I will write that point. As in general case, I can explain, it is assumed that oscillation starts due to noise or switching transient, which are sustained by device operation. Okay, which are sustained by device operation. Okay, so pi mode and all those things you can able to, you know how it is being working and all those. Okay, I will write that one. That is, in the pi mode of operation, the polarities of anode poles will change accordingly with the frequency of oscillation sustained by the device. So in the absence of such oscillation, there will be a reference electron A and B, that I will show you it in the figure. That will anyway, I will show you that figure afterwards, only you will can able to understand that one. Okay, so I will just write that point also here. That is, in pi mode of operation, the polarities of anode poles will change accordingly. with the frequency of oscillation, with the frequency of oscillation that is sustained by the device, with the frequency of oscillation sustained by the device. So I will just take that figure. So I will bring this figure up. Just I will put it here. It's okay. So you can see that here. Okay. You can see here. These are the electric lines. I will indicate. I will minus here. So these are what you call as polarities. That already we have indicated in the previous case also. Polarities of alternating microwave field created by what? RF oscillation. Okay, and these are electric lines of force. This indicate electric lines of force. Okay. So as I told you, in the pi mode of operation, the polarities of anode poles will change accordingly with the frequency of oscillation sustained by the device. So what I have to discuss is, in the absence of oscillation, in the absence of such oscillation, what happens? I have indicated the electron A here. You can see that electron A here, and here I indicated electron A and B. Okay, A and B. You can see that A and B would traverse the path shown by the dotted line. That means I have shown here the dotted lines. You can see that one. The electron A and B will traverse the path that is indicated by the dotted line under the absence of such oscillation. Okay. Though in the presence of RF field, due to oscillation, modify this path. This path will be modified due to the presence of the oscillation. Okay. The presence of RF field lead to a tangential component of the electric field. You can see that the tangential component of the electric field. So what happens at the position 1, you can see that this is a position 1, 2 and 3 I indicated, that the tangential component of RF field opposes the motion of electron A and it is retarded. The electron A then delivers some kind of kinetic energy to the microwave field and slows down. That's the case here. Then the voltage and the fields are arranged so that the time of the electron A that comes at the position 2, the RF field would have reverse its polarity. You can say that minus to positive. RF field has reverse its polarity. The electron A encounters such a situation similar to the position 1 and it further slows down like this. The electron A again gives out his kinetic energy to microwave oscillation. Electron A would have considerably slowed down at this stage, and any other interaction of the same type occurs at position 3 also, like this. The electron A again gives out energy, kinetic energy, and finally the electron A strikes on the anode. This is the anode pole. Strikes on the anode pole and gets attracted by the positive voltage on the anode pole. Okay, and it gets attracted by the positive voltage on the anode pole. In this way, the electron, that is the favored electron like A, spend considerable time in the interaction space like this, in the interaction space, and finally strike the what you call as anode surface like that. It will take some time in the interaction. So this is nothing but the interaction space. Okay, interaction space. It will take some time, considerable amount of time in the interaction space, and finally it strike to the anode pole, anode surface. Okay, so that point I will write here. The second point, in the absence of what, such oscillation, what happens? Electron A, in the absence of such oscillation, electron A and B would traverse the path shown by the dotted line. Shown by dotted line or dotted this line, the parallel like the circles. Okay, in figure, in above figure. Okay, in above figure, the presence of RF field due to oscillations what you will do, modify this path due to oscillation, modify these paths. Okay, so with the presence of RF field lead to a tangential component of electric field. Okay, so I will bring out this is the final figure. I will bring out in the this 1 minute. So again I will bring this figure down. Afterwards we can explain it. Okay, so as I told you, in the absence of such oscillation, the electron A and B would traverse the path shown by the dotted lines, that is in the circle in the figure. The presence of RF field due to oscillation modify this path. The presence of RF field lead to a tangential component of electric field. So this figure is nothing but pi mode of figure. Okay, keep in mind. Pi mode oscillation in cavity magnetron. Pi mode oscillation in cavity magnetron. You can give that figure name like that. Okay, so in the next point, what I write it, you can see that I will take the position at 1. Okay, the position 1, as I told you, the tangential component of RF field, it will oppose the motion of the electron A and this retarded. And write that point. At position 1, is the tangential component of RF field opposes the motion of electron A and it is retarded. Okay, so now what happens, this electron will deliver some sort of kinetic energy, just like in case of what you call as in RF reflex klystron only. Okay, this electron, that is A, delivers some of its kinetic energy, okay, to the microwave field, and what happens, it slows down. Next point is the voltage as well as the field that are arranged in such a manner that the time of the electron A, when it comes at the position number 2, then at that time the RF field will be reverse its polarity. Okay, the voltages and fields are arranged so that by the time the electron A comes at position 2, the RF field would have reversed its polarity. Okay, you can see that one. Okay, position 2, it will reverse its polarity. You can see that when it reaches here, it reverses its polarity. Okay, now it's the same thing. Then the electron A encounters a situation similar to the position 1. It will gives a kinetic energy, further it will slow down. Then electron A encounter a situation similar to position 1, and it is further slowed down. Okay, now again this electron A gives out what you call as kinetic energy to microwave oscillation. As I told you, the electron A again gives out its kinetic energy. I will write this as Ke to microwave oscillation. Next, the third position. Again, this electron A would have considerably slowed down. Okay, and what happens at this stage? And another interaction of the same time will be happening at the position 3. Okay, that means it will slow down again, and the same procedure will be happening at the position. I indicate that position 3 in that figure. The same time, the electron A again gives its kinetic energy, again slow down, and finally it will move back to the what you call as anode surface. Okay, electron A would be would have considerably slowed down. I will write that would have considerably slowed down or slowed considerably write as slowed slowed down at this stage, and another interaction of the same type occurs at position 3. So what happens at the same time, the electron A gives out its energy. The electron A again gives out its energy. What happens? The finally the electron A strike one of the anode poles and gets attracted by the positive voltage on the anode pole. Okay, last point. So in this way, the forward electron like that's the electron A spent considerable amount of time in the interaction space, that is interaction chamber, and finally strike the anode pole, and finally strikes the anode surface. Clear? So this is the operation. One more thing I had to point out: the electron of type B are then accelerated by the RF field, gains velocity, and gets deflected sharply by the magnetic field. So these B type electrons are unfavorable as they absorb energy from the oscillation and also cause back heating of cathodes due to electron returning with a large velocity. Okay, so that is very keep in mind that important point. Okay, so a focusing mechanism has been I can, in addition to all these things, a focusing mechanism will keep the favored electron to form a what you call as cloud shape, that is this one, this figure. It is form a cloud shape. Okay, this figure. Okay, cloud shape. This is a cloud shape shown. You can see that in figure. Okay. Similarly, there will be another electron C that is that emitted a little later than electron A, that is being accelerated by the field and catch up with the electron A, and electron D emitted a little earlier than A is retarded and falls back to catch up the C and A. forming a bunch. That is the thing I have indicated in this figure. You can see that the electron A, the initial electron A, the electron C and D, all this catches the electron A and it forms the bunch. Based upon that, velocity modulation is being happening here. Okay, so I will write the other point. Electron, however, the electron of type B are accelerated by the RF field, gains velocity, it will gains the velocity and gets deflected sharply by the magnetic field this P type of electron are unfavorable as why they are unfavorable, as they absorb energy from the oscillations and also cause back heating and also cause back heating of cathode due to electron returning with a larger velocity, due to electron returning with a large velocity. Okay, so this is the thing. So this is the cloud shape formed, that is I will call this as figures bunched electron, the electron together. Okay, electron cloud, bunched electron clouds that is rotating around magnetron cathode, because the blue line I had indicated is nothing but cathode. Okay, I will write that final point, that is, in addition, a focusing mechanism keep the favored electron, favored electron, to form what? Cloud, to form a cloud as shown in figure, as shown in above figure. Okay, here in that previous figure, that is in the pi mode oscillation, I indicated electron A, C and D. I will explain that also here. A electron C emitted a little later than A, that is than electron A, that is accelerated by the field and catches up with the electron A. Okay, similarly an electron D emitted a little earlier than emitted a little earlier than electron A is retarded. Previously it was accelerated, now it is retarded, and falls back to catch up with C and electron A, which is nothing but forming a bunch. Okay, so these are the things what I had to explain to you. So due to this action, what happens, the electron orbits are mainly confined to spokes, that is shown here. Okay, so these spokes that will transfer energy to the oscillation, and these are sustained by the device. That also I will write. Okay. What I told you, due to these actions, what happens, the electron orbits are mainly confined to spokes as shown in figure. These spokes transfer energy to the oscillation, and these are sustained by the device, Okay, so this is something regarding the operation of clearly I have explained here with all the points as well as the figure. Just verify, read it, it will be clear for you people. Okay, so I will just give some performance and application of magnetron oscillator. Okay, performance and application. Okay, the first one, it is using continuous wave. Magnetrons are available for frequency as low as 200 megahertz. Okay, at 900 megahertz and onwards, output power of the order of 25 kilowatt, that is CW, with the efficiency greater than 80% is achievable with efficiency greater than 80% is achievable. Okay, that's the first performance. The second one is the pulse magnetrons are also available with a frequency ranging from 400 megahertz to 100 gigahertz. Okay, pulse magnetron available for frequencies ranging from 400 megahertz to 100 gigahertz with the peak power outputs ranging from 10 to 10,000 kilowatt. Okay, that is pulsed power. Okay, so the duty cycle will be with duty cycle 0.001 to 0.002. Okay, so in this equation the magnetron oscillator will be on for 0.1 to 0.2. In this situation, magnetron oscillator will be on for 0.1 to 0.2% of the time, and during 99.9 to 99.8% of time is off. It is off. Okay, that is pulse magnetron is available for frequency ranging from 400 megahertz to 100 gigahertz with the peak output power ranging from 10 to 10,000 kilowatt with the duty cycle of 0.01 to 0.002. Okay, so in this situation the magnetron oscillator will be on for 0.1 to 0.2% of the time, and during 99.9 to 99.8% of time it is off. So most of the time this magnetron are pulse operated. That also very important. Okay, most of the time the magnetrons are pulse operated. That is important point. In most of the time magnetron are pulse operated. Okay, so some of the application, the chief application I will write here. I will give you some of the advantage also afterwards. Used as output power oscillator, in all type of radar, transmitters and beacons. Okay, second, as a microwave dryer in photography, okay, and other related application. The third one is used in microwave oven in bakers. Okay, and in physical and chemical laboratories also. The fourth one is as a in microwave cookers for domestic purpose. Domestic purpose to cook food within a few minutes. I think some of you have to cook food within a few minutes. That is good. Within a few minutes. The next one, used in industrial heating purpose. Okay, so these are the some of the chief application of magnetron oscillator. I think it is clear for you people. I will now explain the mathematical derivations related to microwave, the magnetron oscillator, the output efficiency and all those things, cyclotron angular frequency and all those things. Okay, in the next video lecture. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.